Pretty good. I'll solve all mysteries in world hunger. Five Guys fries. What are you shoving into your mouth?
Penis.
Penis, huh? Okay, that's a new one. That's a new one?
Not new. It's been done for thousands of years, buddy.
Honest, okay, you're not wrong. Probably since the
inception.
If not hundreds. You don't think they sucked dick back in the fucking Greek times?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 199 of Ignore the Backlog podcast. My name is The Real Portz, and Evil Space Buddy is here.
Hi, I'm here. It's going.
How here are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I think I'm like an 8.5, actually.
That's
I'm pretty
good.
Yeah, it's been a good day. I have pulled pork waiting for me after I'm done with this, so I'm like ready. I know, it smells so good. My house smells of meat.
I bet it does.
Yes. And the boys that live here too, they're meat. Everyone's
meat. Good combination.
It's a great combination. How about you? How here are you?
Like a 3, probably.
Ooh.
4, maybe. Yeah.
Even after eating those snackies that you were eating earlier?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So what happened? Is it because you played too much Dota again?
I've just been chillaxing in Lord of the Rings. I'm
Okay.
back on the Lord of the Rings pretty heavy. I bought a bunch of stuff for my mansion in that game today because there's
Make
like
it
a
all
double
pretty
points thing going on.
shiny.
No, actually, I spent like $60 and I barely filled up one room, and I have a mansion.
What? Okay.
So feeling kind of depressed about that.
That's
But otherwise, loving I just went on this instance mission where I was Frodo and Boromir was chasing me down. That was terrifying because I know how that ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just immersing myself in the universe. It's hard to come back to Earth after being in Middle Earth. You know?
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. That makes sense. Total sense.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. What's going on with you?
Is that all you played?
No. I thought we were just doing general intro, not. I can go into what I played.
Yeah. No,
Lord of the Rings. Definitely played that. I did this instance where I was Frodo. What else did I play? So new game for Lazy Susan Gaming we can't talk about yet.
We can talk about it next week.
Yeah, and we already talked about Planet of Lana.
Yeah.
And yeah, not the new one yet. So, I've been playing Final Fantasy 3 for the Backlog by Chance challenge.
How are you liking that as an RPG?
Kind of not terrible. I really thought it was going to be awful, and it's not that bad. The hardest part is keeping track of what you're supposed to be doing because there's a bunch of stuff. They just introduced this shrinking mechanic, and you don't want to unshrink in areas that you're not supposed to because then maybe you can't get back or whatever.
Yeah.
So keeping track of some of that stuff has been kind of a challenge. But overall, it's pretty straightforward. I misread or was misinformed by a wiki or like a GameFAQs entry from 25 years ago that was saying I needed to grind to level 17 for a particular dungeon. I was like, that seems high. I'll do 15, which still took most of one stream.
Yeah.
And after I did that, nothing has been a challenge since. So I definitely over-leveled quite a bit.
Maybe in the because you're playing them remastered, they could have tuned
yeah,
stuff
I thought
down.
about that too. Maybe it's about the remake rather than the original. The remake is 10 more hours than the original. Isn't that ridiculous?
That is a little weird.
Yeah. In the original, you start with a full party. You can select your job right away, and there's like this whole prologue thing for the remake. Yeah.
The remake. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it's not bad to add more content to something.
No. It also adds more features like auto battling, which made the grinding possible. Because I don't think I would made it out if I had to spam buttons the entire time.
Just be like,
It has made for some kind of boring streams, I assume, for people watching.
Yeah.
So that's not great. I need to figure out something to do if I have to grind again. I don't know if I'm gonna have to. Maybe I did all the grinding necessary, right in the beginning.
Right.
I'm only like 6 hours in, and I think half of that was grinding levels.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You think about maybe grinding stuff like that off stream, just getting a bunch of levels.
I
and
thought
then
about
being
that
over
too.
to 'em?
Yeah, I'm not against that. I don't know if people would be or not. I
don't
know
think
how
that's a
people
bad
feel
thing
about that.
because like
No?
you're not playing the actual content. You're fucking slamming your dick against
Sure.
one mechanic that's not important or something like that. So I think
Okay.
that'd be okay.
It's a little more impactful if I
Right.
were doing videos. I haven't started doing that yet, but if I were doing like, you could show the like time lapse of me doing it. Maybe I'll record it or something. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
And then just throw it in there. So you
Because
don't have
I
to-
want the whole reason for doing this series, other than I wanted to sort of make myself stick to things, is I was hoping that it would be like this triumphant journey, basically, right? Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
hit
that
Elden
makes
Ring
sense.
eventually. I don't play
My
Souls
God.
games. Like I don't play fucking 1990 RPGs either. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely
I'm hoping that sort of. It sounds shitty to say, but the impressiveness of it sort of is on display. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get it. That makes sense because like it's something that you haven't ever done. You don't normally play, and it will feel good as soon as you're done with it. Just like when you beat fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, that felt really good and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
did, and I like that game a lot.
Yeah.
I did. I didn't think I was going to, but once I got further in and started using all the weapons, it was
Fucking fun.
a fun thing. Yeah. I don't own the sequel, but I'm gonna put it on my list now. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Horizon Zero Dawn was awesome. I don't know if I talked about beating that game, but yeah, that game is done. And it was great. I'm a new fan.
You fan of the series?
Yeah. What else did I play? I've been back on my Dota shit, back on my Lord of the Rings shit. Apparently they banned Smurfs in Dota.
Oh yeah. Did
90,000
your other
accounts,
account
it
get
said?
fucked?
I haven't logged into it.
You're too
I don't have a Smurf account. I have an alternate account that's like basically, actually, it's higher than my main account right now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
My main account I tanked because I was rage
no,
queuing.
because you were
ranked.
rage. Oh no,
Yeah.
Portz, don't rage queue,
Yeah.
honey. No.
Not a good thing. Don't recommend it if you want your number to be high, which I do.
But you also
In the
fucking
middle,
wanna
I
queue.
want it high end of the middle. To be fair,
Okay, fair.
I'm not aiming for. I almost said Grandmaster. That's a league thing. Immortal. I'm not going for anything like
Yeah.
that.
Nothing crazy.
But Dragon Age Origins is
Oh, yeah?
almost done.
Mm-hmm.
That's my sort of offline.
Fun game.
Would you consider that a like? What is it called? A guilty pleasure?
Yeah.
It's not a guilty pleasure though.
It's
I guess
not,
the only guilt part is it's my 12th time through it.
It's cozy. It's comfy. It's like a
Yeah.
comfy blanket. You can always
Yeah.
return to it. You always know the same thing and yada yada. Even if you play it a little differently, you know what's gonna happen and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah. I also like the process of remembering because it's too big of a game to
Nostalgia.
ever keep in your fucking brain.
Yeah.
So rediscovery is fun there.
Yeah. For sure.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's all I did. Those are
Okay.
the things I did with my time.
That's pretty good.
What about you?
Me. So I played Halls of Torment again. That had a new update come out, so a new level. So you may want to check that out yourself. It's a lot of fun. They also added agony runs now.
We DM about 1,000 things a week.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Where was this?
I
What
literally,
the fuck?
I
This
literally
is your job.
last night. Okay. I played it for the first
Okay,
time
I'm
again
just
last
kidding.
night.
Actually, I think I saw somebody say that in your chat Friday. Was
Yeah, they did, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I didn't know." So I checked. I checked it out yesterday.
Is it good stuff?
It's
Is it
good
big?
stuff.
What is it?
Yeah, so they added a lot more mechanics, like new things, new like items and shit, and they also added new like item pickup attack things and stuff. Like there's a frost wave. It's pretty neat.
Oh.
And a couple other things that I haven't really puttered around with. And then the agony runs make it harder, so you get more monsters, more things, and you also have a chance to get additional buckets and money because there's more like boss spawns. There's the normal boss spawns, but then there's these golden bosses that spawn. They drop money, and they also have a chance to drop down an extra bucket, so you can send up more shit if you do get it. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
I liked it a lot.
Is there a new level?
Yes, new level.
Okay.
New map.
Thank God.
It's like a frozen map. It's not enough. It's really not enough. Yeah, so the frost level is new and it's pretty neat. The other game I played and checked out this week was called Homestead Arcane. This game is like a farm homesteading game where you're a witch. It's kind of jank. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna.
For you to say that, that must mean it's severe.
It's super jank. Like, they have voice acting, which I was kind of surprised, but the cat's mouth doesn't move with what he's saying, so it looks really funny, which is fine. And then the character animations aren't the best thing that I've ever seen, and so it's just kind of janky, but it's kind of cute at the same time. I'm gonna keep trying it out. It's on the Game Pass, which is why I checked it out. I was like, oh, this looks cute. Witches, hidden homesteading, farm game. I'll check it out and stuff, and then I found like 3 other ones.
Do you think the Game Pass still holds its value? I mean, I know Starfield just came out, so that kind of throws it off.
Starfield?
But in general, do you think...
I think so, because I've been actually using it more, especially with like Lazy Susan and me trying to actually save money and not buy games immediately.
Yeah.
So that's been my thing. That's been my saving grace. So I'm like, oh, I could check it out here, and if I really like it, I'll buy it on Steam. But yeah, it's been kind of a new thing for me to like really actually participate more in. But my biggest complaint about the Xbox thing is the noises. So Steam has notifications, Discord has notification, and my computer has notifications. All of those are muted. All of them. They're muted. Every time I try to mute Xboxes, it unmutes itself.
What if you use the audio mixer?
Yes, in the audio mixer, I've literally muted it.
You have that you have the application muted? Holy shit.
Yes, and it will unmute itself.
Maybe does it unmutes itself?
It unmutes itself, Portz.
Microsoft, why?
I don't know, but it makes me so mad, and it's the game bar. So if the game bar restarts, it gives itself privileges to have sound, and it makes me so mad to hear that fucking little... I don't give a shit about trophies. I don't fucking want to hear it when I'm playing a game.
That's why it's stuck on, because you call them trophies.
Well, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
Gamer score, all right?
Gamer score. I'm sorry. My GS. My
Get the brand right, and maybe
cred.
we'll let you put them on silent. We won't, but maybe.
But the creme de la creme...
That sucks ass.
Yeah, it's annoying. I'm annoyed with it. I even ranted about it on Twitter the other day, and I was so pissed because it like pulled me out of the game that I was playing. But Sea of Stars has been my creme de la creme this week. This game has 3 things that I ignore: RPG and turn-based combat. I have both of those ignored on my Steam list.
When you've been dismissing RPGs, I assumed you were dismissing JRPGs, but what you're saying is you don't want to level in games?
I don't mind it sometimes. It's fine in some games, but if it's like any kind of turn-based action, I don't fucking want it. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But like, when you say RPG, you're throwing out all Bethesda games, you're throwing out...
Bethesda's the exception because it isn't necessarily turn-based. Does that make sense?
No, it's super not turn-based.
Yeah.
But that's not what RPG means.
I mean, I guess I like some elements of RPGs, but there's more the elements that I don't like. Okay.
Interesting.
I know. I'm very weird when it comes to RPGs.
You like Dragon Age?
I know.
You deal with the combat
Age.
there. You don't like
put up with it. I put up with it mostly to deal with Alistair.
That's how I was when I first started playing it, but then it grew on me.
It did not. I've grown out of it, if anything.
I understand. I gotcha.
I've definitely grown out of it. However, there are certain RPGs that have always held my grasp, and I think I could always return to them. Final Fantasy VII, stay the fuck away from me. That is the most boring combat in the entire fucking planet. If you genuinely enjoy that repetitiveness, I'm worried about you. Like, I played that game so much that the music is still somewhere ingrained in my brain. Like, it's playing right now as I'm thinking about it. I hate it. Hate it. However, Sea of Stars is different. There was this one magical game that I played when I was a kid called Chrono Trigger, and it was fucking phenomenal.
You gonna spoil more of it?
Yeah, 30-year-old game, 13 endings, Portz.
God, you have no respect.
I know. But the thing is about that game is the combat was different than anything. And this is for a previous generation game, right? And so I thought it was fucking phenomenal. So my standards has been to that ever since then for combat. But Sea of Stars captures that 110%. Sabotage? Nah, they hit it out of the park with this game. Everything is seamless. So you're in the game, you run into enemies, there's no random fucking encounters. You see the enemies, you can actually hit them and do like a surprise damage round, hit them, and then it immediately goes into combat. There's no fucking screen change, there's anything like that epic, and it like fucking pans over the players and the NPCs. I don't have time for that. I want to play the game. Pisses me off so much in random encounters. I don't have time for that. So it instantly goes in. And the combat is so fast, it's so quick, but it's also very brutal. It has mechanics for blocking and attacking. If you time your attacks, you do extra damage. If you time your blocks, you take less damage. And sometimes that is important against bosses because there are bosses that do one-shot mechanics that will wipe your entire party.
That sucks.
It does suck. However, to counter that, what they did was add these amulets. And you could find these amulets throughout the game where you can buy some of them. And if you click them on, it makes the game easier. Like, party instantly heals after the end of a battle.
Oh my god.
You instantly block. Take half damage. Shit like that. So it makes it more enjoyable for people who want to actually just enjoy the story that is there.
Okay, so I didn't make a mistake putting this on my
list.
No,
you did not. I think this is a game that literally hold on.
Most important aspect of this game, how's the music?
Portz. It is so good. They got the same guy who did the Messenger music to do the music for this game. And since there's so many ties between the games, you'll hear little hints of the previous game's music. So, in the Messenger, like, one of the very second places that you accidentally run into is the Skyward Temple. And it's crumbled and destroyed by the time you're at the Messenger, right? And I was just exploring in the game, running around, dealing with the ocean and stuff like that, because the world is flooded at this point, and in the Messenger, it's not. And so, I'm going around... This happens
after the Messenger?
This happens before the Messenger. This is the prequel.
Gotcha.
And so I'm running around and I find this island and the music hits. And it's the same music from that island. Yes! Yeah, and I was like, holy shit! I'm like, this is the Skyward Temple! It's a slower pace and it works with the game's pace. So all of the music in this game goes with the pace of the game. So the combat hypes up. But casual and everything else is a little bit more mellow and stuff like that. So it was a mellower version of the Skyward, which is like really fast paced and like really happy and like chipper. Yeah. Like chippy tune kind of beat and really fast. And then this other one was really kind of like mellow, but it's the same song. It was so good. I was like, awesome. I was like sitting there. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm like, Skyward Temple. And and I like look at my mini map and it says Skyward on there, but it's the temple isn't built. So it was really fucking cool.
Damn.
Yeah, it's good. I don't boast about games very often, but this game is so good that I think even if you don't like RPGs like myself, it still will work for you. And even if you don't like a hard challenge, it has those mechanics to make it actually genuinely easier for you. And you get them right, like, pretty much you get like 3 of them right off the bat. For the story, for this. And then, like, I bought one and just not realizing what it was. And it makes block easier. I'm not currently running through those. I'm trying to beat it without it because I like the challenge, because I like how this combat feels. It's not hit a button. It's more like actually like pay attention to what the fuck you're doing. It's not hit a button, I attack, good job, GG. It's like, okay, if I do the button and then I have to wait 2 seconds, and then I have to time this person's attack, and then I have to time this person's attack, and stuff like it's just really fucking cool. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Good to hear. Excellent.
Excellent. Sorry, I had to go on a tangent, but I just love this game. Cannot express how much I love this game. It's so good.
I can't wait to actually be able to play a game in that genre. I did not like how The Messenger played at all. But I love the music, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
That's fair. That's understandable. Yeah, this is completely different than The Messenger. But Messenger was like the fucking goated Super Saiyan. Nordic called it the Super Saiyan version of Ninja Gaiden. This is basically the Super Saiyan version of Chrono Trigger, because it is just... It has elements of Chrono Trigger, Paper Mario.
Chrono Trigger and this game are on my list. I wonder which one I'll get to first.
I mean, I love Chrono Trigger. It holds a special place in my fucking heart. I still think it's one of the greatest games ever, and I think it still holds up, even though it's like 30 years old.
Yeah, I would imagine it does. I think Final Fantasy III is holding up, mostly. I mean, it's got some tedious bullshit, but I mean, what fucking modern game doesn't?
Honestly, at the end of the day, yeah.
They padded it for time back then because you only owned 3 games, and now they pad it for time so you buy your way through or whatever.
Yeah, I don't... So. Yeah, I mean, I guess you got your game value, so you have your 3 CDs. You have your fucking giant deck of, like, CDs. You're like, look at my collection of RPGs. I'm a fucking little nerd over here. Anyway, yeah, that was me.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, are we ready for the news?
Absolutely.
I got so hot and sweaty while talking about that game because I got so passionate. I get so excited! And then I start sweating profusely like a little fucking barbarian. Gabby says Paper Mario is so underrated. It was very underrated. I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't. There were certain mechanics that I didn't like in it, but there was a lot that I did.
I feel like I mostly hear good things about Paper Mario.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think a lot of people play it. I've never played it.
No.
I'm not like the biggest Mario guy either.
Fair. Okay, so let's talk about Volitation, which is the developer for
What word
is
did
it
you say?
is it Volitation? Who's
Volition.
Volition.
Yeah,
Volition.
Yeah.
I can never say their name right. So Volition has a very interesting website right now. If you go to their website, it literally says their name, and then they have their article that says to another 30 years, and that was published maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then they have their new news article saying placeholder image and farewell. They didn't even give a shit about their farewell and them shutting down as a company. I honestly don't really blame them.
I wonder if they know. Usually there's rumblings of it in a company before that happens.
I guess.
I
don't know, but this is so they're in the string of game companies that are going to be shut down by Embracer Group this week. They're the first on the chopping block, and I'm kind of not really surprised that they got chopped as they did, because their last few games haven't done very well.
Yeah, so it was the Saints Row, whatever you want to call it, reboot, whatever.
Where you're the heroes in the metaverse.
Just called Saints Row, which is just the most fantastic idea you could ever do for your game, is just name it the same thing it used to be named.
Yeah, and completely change everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did they do though?
They did Red Faction, I think.
Oh yeah,
which also didn't do very good.
Agents of Mayhem.
And Agents of Mayhem. Yeah.
Red Faction is somebody else, and they're better.
What else did they do then? They had
Agents of Mayhem. The only things that are showing up on this Google list is Saints Row, Saints Row 4, Agents of Mayhem, and Saints Row the Third. If that's it, that's not enough.
I'm pretty sure they had an FPS game besides Saints Row.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was what's it called?
Why is my browser so zoomed in?
Why is my browser? Are you boomering it?
A little bit.
Yeah, they
I
had
don't like when things change when I didn't change them.
Fair. They did Red Faction, Summoner 2, The Punisher. They also did Return to Red Faction, and
they did do the Red Faction.
Yeah, they did do the Red Faction games, but
that
those
was 800 years ago.
Yeah, it is 800 years ago. I kind of forgot. But the last one didn't do very good. Return to Red Faction. It didn't do very good.
Return to Red Faction.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's a bad name.
What? I don't even see that on here.
I don't remember.
Return to Red Faction.
Oh no, they just called it Red Faction again. They just, how they axe off all the numbers and then they just restart it, and then it's just Red Faction. So they had like different Red Factions. They had Red Faction, and then they had another Red Faction game. Armageddon.
Are you talking about Armageddon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one didn't do so
Armageddon was 2011. Jesus Christ. See, this is not enough games. They put out Saints Row, which was 2023, right?
Yeah, and then Saints Row 3 was probably the best one, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But then working backwards, it's Agents of Mayhem in 2017. And then what did they make between 2011?
I thought they had Saints Row 4.
Oh, yeah, I guess Saints Row 4. Yeah. When was that? 2013.
2013.
Still, though.
And then they did that reboot.
Well, I guess it's a 4-year gap. That's not crazy. Never mind.
No, it's not that crazy.
Never mind. But the quality definitely took a nosedive there.
Yeah, and it had that cringe to it, too. Also, when fans try to give any kind of feedback on the reboots and the remakes and stuff like that of Saints Row, they just posted memes on them saying haters gonna hate. Like all over Twitter and stuff like that. And it's not entirely surprising to see, a parent company going, yeah, they're really listening to their fans. Good job. I understand that one person every once in a while, but when you're, majority of your thing and your sales are also saying, we don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially when you change the whole formula. They changed the entire game style. Like, what were they thinking? Like, I understand trying new things and doing no things. You do it under a new name. You don't fucking use the same name and then expect it to contain the same audience.
If you fuck up a new IP, like Agents of Mayhem, technically in the Saints Row universe, totally different IP, basically. They got to flop with that, and everyone still gave them the benefit of the doubt with Saints Row, but then fuck up Saints Row, there's a problem.
Exactly.
I think I don't know. I don't know enough about the developers, like the specific people that make up Volition or used to. But I got the same feeling that I got with BioWare, where it's like, oh, all the talented people I like left.
Ooh.
And then we're left with a bunch of people that maybe don't have enough experience to make something amazing.
Honestly, that would make the most sense. That would genuinely make the most sense to why something dies off or something completely changes, is because the people at the top that were at the top are gone, or they've been weeded out, or whatever the case. It could be a lot of fucking things, which is really sad to say, but it happens.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. It's life. In life. The next thing I want to talk about this week that happened was PlayStation. Well, it was quiet, but now it's not so quiet. They raised their prices of the PlayStation Plus quite a bit for their 12-month subscription.
How much is it now?
So the Essential went from $59.99 to $79.99, $20.
Wow.
The Extra was $9.
That's the base.
Yes, that's the base. It is now $79 a year.
Hell.
The Extra, which was $100 a year, is now $134.99. And then the Premium went up the most. Instead of $119.99, that is now $159.99 a year. So to break that down in percentages, 33%, 35%, and then 33% increase. So all across the board, above 30% increase for all of these fucking game plans, which is insane. Because, like, what is the Xbox? It's something cheap for the whole year for the Xbox Gold membership, right?
I have no idea. No idea. I thought it was 60, but I'm not sure. That information is maybe a decade old. But so the 160 package, the most expensive one, is like $14 a month. And that's the yearly cost, right?
The yearly cost.
Month, it's
so
even more.
It's probably more if you do that, which is insane.
It's like subscribing to an MMO, dude.
Yeah. So the Game Pass core for the Xbox itself is $60 a year for the gold.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What are you doing, PlayStation?
Nintendo's still $20 a year?
Nintendo, I think, is like $20 a year or something like that. Something cheap. It's not too bad. And then if you add the other stuff,
they don't know how the internet works.
Yeah, they don't understand the internet.
Sucks.
They don't understand what YouTube is still. They're stuck in 1998.
I was gonna say that. It started with the wrong digit.
I'm sorry. 1998.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of people were very angry on Twitter. Because
they're about to start message boards on their website.
They're about to start message boards. Yeah. Oh no.
They're gonna catch on to that trend.
Oh no. Oh god. Okay. God, that's so fucking dumb. Speaking of dumb. So you know what you don't do as a developer? Is stream.
Is it say that a successful game is going to reset expectations in an unfair way?
Honestly, fair. No, as a developer, you should not be streaming while shitting on the very game or shitting on the people that play the very game that you. Okay, so let me just throw this out there. An Overwatch 2 community member person.
Of course it was Blizzard.
It was a Blizzard employee, dude. They have to be the toxic pieces of shit in order to work at that fucking company.
It's gotta be a miserable cesspool to work there, dude.
It's gotta be. So this person is listed on their Twitter that they are a community specialist, whatever the fuck that means. But they work.
It doesn't mean get along with the community.
It's so insane.
I can't wait to hear what they actually said. Let's go.
So what happened was they were streaming as a little VTuber, which is fine, but they linked to their Twitter.
Own channel, huh?
Yeah, they have their own Twitter. They have their own channel, their own private channel. I understand that that's private.
They at least have the disclaimer that's like my views don't.
No, I mean, they didn't have that on their Twitter profile.
I don't think that does anything anyway.
No, they didn't have. Yeah, it doesn't mean shit. But they've been accused of throwing games and getting mad at their team for, quote, not stepping it up, even when their team that she was playing on. I think they're she. I think they identify as a lady. I don't know, but that they were playing on, was winning. But they were mad that their team wasn't winning fast enough or something. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. There's a clip going around. And
they were just participating in the culture of Overwatch.
Yeah, they were just participating in the culture of Overwatch. They type in the chat saying, my team doesn't deserve this win, and so I'm going to make sure of that.
What? They threw a match?
They threw a match. They proceed to then play Doomfist, just running around, punching the air, screaming for a nano, and they do get that nano, but they do absolutely nothing with it. They complain that they didn't get the nano. Then they sit in spawn as the tank. Since there's only one tank in the game now, it really...
Oh, this is the specific role queue, like you have to play your class.
You have to play your class. That's not a thing anymore. You have to queue for a class now.
Oh, you have to.
It's not a choice. It's not a choice anymore.
Oh, cool.
So they were being the tank, and there's only one tank now because there's 5 players, and they made it down instead of 6 players and 2 tanks. It's now 5 players and 1 tank. They decided to be a huge piece of shit.
Demonstrated. It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, it's a feature. As a community, what was their fucking title? Community specialists. They're showing off how great and essential they are to this community. But yeah, so the other streamer who was in the match while this was happening, obviously got very angry. They have a terrible name. Their name is COD. Call of Duty code. 904. I hate it. Anyway, that's their name on Twitter. They posted the evidence and everything of this developer basically throwing the game and just kind of being a toxic piece of garbage. I understand that gaming can make you very angry, especially if you work on that game, probably. I mean, I can't stand Minecraft some days. It just makes me want to punch a wall.
Yeah.
But I don't think...
I'm surprised a Blizzard employee was playing their own game. That's impressive.
Right?
They should get good press from this. No, we do play. We are gamers. We play games.
But they were just... The funny thing is, like, they were going AFK while streaming all of this.
Yeah.
And it's like, after that, they proceeded to delete their VOD to try to hide the evidence, but the other streamer that was in the match clipped it all and kept it all.
Yeah.
It just shows that they knew they were being shitty, and they tried to hide it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you guys want the clips or anything...
Imagine what that conversation with your boss looks like.
So you're being a piece of shit?
Hey, so, you just streaming over the weekend?
Like, I understand that streaming is your own personal space. Like, I complain about work, but
play a different game then.
Yeah, you know. Don't play
you
Overwatch.
You can't control your rage. Rage is someone else's fucking game, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Go play Battlefield and call everybody something stupid or poo-poo caca. Call the 12-year-olds there. Remember how we were joking about Dubai the other day?
Yes.
And what they're doing for the game. No, actually, it's Saudi Arabia. But close enough. You know.
I mix those up a lot.
It's just like everybody thinks America's
oil
two
money.
states. Oil money. That oil money, baby! So Saudi Arabia is trying to encourage homegrown video game developers, as they're calling it. So they're having this... basically this thing called Gamer 8s. I don't know if it's Gamer Hates or what is it supposed to stand for, but it's gamers and then the number 8. But it's a...
Is this supposed to be aid? Like aiding them?
I don't know. Aid? Maybe that makes a little sense. But they're running...
It makes a little sense, but not enough.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Gamer 8.
And so they're...
Gamergate also.
Yeah, right? I was like, oh, that's an interesting choice.
Huh. All right, sure.
They're basically, they're creating this, like, 8-week course to encourage people to take and about 3,000 people are expected to attend this. Maybe this person mistyped this and accidentally put an 8 at the end of it. Who knows? I would believe it, barons.com. But it contains a video game museum. It contains educational programs and also esports education as well. And it's being held in the Saudi capital right now. And so, yeah, I mean, the Saudi Crown Prince has invested like $38 billion at this point, I think, in video games and like Nintendo.
That's like me buying a sandwich, though. You know?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but yeah, it's kind of interesting to see now they're really, really like, oh yeah, we like those games, but we want them here. We want them here, so bring them here and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what they turn up in the next, like, 10 years. Who knows? It'd be very interesting to see what happens. Because that'd be kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
Having more games be developed. I mean, I'm all for it. Everybody
more
likes
money
video games.
Seems good for the industry. I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on the route it takes, though. If they act more like Tencent, you know, like, I don't know.
It kind of political, it might be kind of bad. Like Tencent is
I
still
don't know if it's
politically
gonna be political
motivated.
or just shitty business practices and like shitty loot stuff. I don't know how any of that's gonna manifest itself over there, but they're not like acquiring developers.
No, they're not
so
developing.
It's not like
no, they're
the
trying
industry.
to.
They're just,
they're literally
that's
trying
cool.
to encourage
that
companies
like
to start up in that company.
A good way to go about it, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's smarter rather than just buying a bunch of companies and then expecting them to do what you want them to do.
Yeah, because it's a little bit more like fostering other people's desire to do it.
Right.
They haven't done it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Buying out people that are already doing it, you know?
Yeah, buying somebody and then expecting them to change to your expectations and then them possibly not meeting it and then it just going bad to begin with. So, because everybody's going to have different values from every country, so It'll be interesting to see.
But no one within a country has different values. We know that to be true.
It's true. I fucking hate you. Okay.
Why?
I don't know. I just
That's fair. Just default position.
Yeah, exactly. I just have to immediately get defensive and want to punch a baby. But other news. Oh. Other news. That's gonna be the name of the title.
Punches a baby.
Bunny punches a baby. Yep, that's literally what I was writing down. Punch a baby. Name of the episode. So the strikes have been going.
Commission some art for that one.
I'll look into it. Fabian, help me.
What are your morals for art requests? Will you depict
what if
violence
that
against
baby
babies?
face has Portz's face instead? That'd be funny. Full-grown beard, baby body.
I would probably steal that for my own branding, to be honest with you.
That could be your new emo baby Portz. Oh, that'd be funny. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the strikes that are happening. I know I've avoided it, but like there's the writer strike that's happening, and there's about to be a drought in professional, I guess, well, not professional, but industrial made content. And then the actors are on strike too. A lot of companies are on strike. It's SAGAFTRA. It's a fucking long string letters. I don't give a shit about their name, but it's the national board. But now they're turning to companies within video games. So as we've known over the past several years, more unions have started up in video game companies, which is totally normal. I think that's a good thing. Activision had theirs with Raven, and a few other ones, but Epic also has a union, and Warner Brothers also, I think, unionized sometime last year. So the reason why I bring this up is because now they're trying to turn towards video games, because Epic is also affected in a way, because I think they also deal with like concerts and stuff, and also those actors sometimes, showing up in their Fortnite fucking stupid concert or the Star Wars stuff, and that affects Epic in that way. Warner Brothers Games is also affected because Warner Brothers is on strike. So now these companies that are striking and encouraging the strikings are turning to the game company unions for Warner Brothers, Activision, and Epic to go on strike. And it's going to be interesting to see if this actually happens. This is still unfolding. This was literally posted today. So I don't have all of the information for this, but it is a potential to see. What would you do if these major studios start going on strike?
What would I do?
Yeah.
What are my options?
I don't know.
Wait it out is probably my default position.
I guess that would be the default position. It would be interesting if Activision's goes on strike, because that's Raven. That's fucking their Call of Duty. Could you imagine if Xbox just gets their fucking, they finally get their bread. They finally get Activision. They really want a Call of Duty, and they go on fucking strike.
They'll be fine. Microsoft has tons of money. They can wait it out.
I mean, probably, but
what was it? Was it Bob Iger or somebody at Disney that was like,
we'll wait it out until they lose
like,
their
what are you
homes.
gonna do about this? I'm gonna wait till they're homeless. I mean,
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. I forgot who said that. Anonymous studio execs reports that they're willing to let writers on strike until they're homeless. Oh,
Dude,
God.
I hate that a lot, but I also really like it from like a mafia standpoint. You know what I mean?
We take the cannoli.
Yeah, dude, it's badass.
I mean, it is mob mentality. It is literally the mob mentality. Just be like, fuck you, die.
Yeah. Evil, but if it's like a movie, then it's fun and cool.
Yeah, then it's fun and cool. But if it's actual people going homeless because they were just trying to not be homeless in the first place.
Well, they could just get a regular job like me. I haven't had to go on strike.
How's inflation going for you?
Pretty good, actually.
You know how much fucking onions were today? I was shocked. I was like shook. They were $2.
I just stopped door dashing, and I'm actually saving more money than ever.
Proud of you. Stop door dashing. Jesus Christ, that's so much money.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It really is.
I'll find out more.
DoorDash, this is a total aside, but
No, you're
DoorDash
fine.
needs to, in their own interest, maybe there's a law that requires this or something, but they say, look how much you saved. And when that number is an alarming number, it makes people cancel the subscription and uninstall the app.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that I saved $1,500 in the last year, because that means I spent probably 10 times that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think that's what made Phil uninstall it. He was using it a lot.
They send you a notification of, look how much we've saved you. It's like, fuck you. That is literally telling on yourself.
That's so dumb. Maybe it is a law that they're forced to do and be like, look, we're spending
I
this
think they're
in a
just stupid
positive
and they
way.
think, well, look how much we've saved you.
I don't know. Because they would see
Yeah.
the cancellations and then they would stop doing
You
it.
would think they would stop, yeah. But to be fair, this is like a wave of it. I saw a bunch of Twitter people posting their numbers as well.
Oh
So
my
maybe they will start
God.
learning after all that happened. Yeah.
Everybody like, I'm fucking embarrassed right now. Maybe they think they wouldn't think that millennials would have shame and not
Yeah.
post it and be like, I spent fucking stupid money on getting food delivered to my house.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so expensive. I couldn't imagine. I can't. Like, that's why when I get drunk, I have to go beg one of the boys to take me to Taco Bell. And if they don't take me to Taco Bell, I sit on the floor
Wither
of my
away.
kitchen and I wither away. I wither away after eating my banana. I'm really sad. I'm just like, fuck, these guys suck. But Zach took me last week, or Friday. It was great. 10 out of 10. We'll do again. We'll harass.
This is why you got to stock corn dogs in the house. Excellent. Second meal.
Corn dogs?
That'll make you feel just as bad about yourself as Taco Bell.
Honestly, you're not wrong. I should get me
Costs
some
a
corn dogs.
fraction of the price.
But there's something satisfying about eating a shitty, fucking sad, what is it called? The quesadilla and the chalupas.
Ah, yeah, that quesadilla is both amazing and just
Garbage.
sad as shit.
It's sad as shit, and it's $5 fucking. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, one of my least favorite experiences recently was taking my brother to. He loves going to fucking Jack in the Box.
Oh, I love
and
Jack in the Box.
A shitty,
It's so bad.
shitty Jack in the Box
Number
where
one.
everything's out of order and sticky and gross, and the
Ew.
people there are gross. And we sat there, and I just looked around. And I was like, "Oh my god,
Please get me out of
I
here.
gotta get him a new favorite place to go." Dude. This is awful.
Be like, please, brother, can we go somewhere new
Let's go
today?
to Canada, buddy. It's just down the street.
Yeah, it's much better. Way more expensive, but I don't give a fuck.
It is not that much more expensive, to be honest. Not anymore.
I know,
Fantasy
fast
prices
food's
have
gotten
gone up, but
fast.
yeah,
It's
fast
so-
food's expensive as
Or
hell.
it's so expensive. That's what I meant. Fast food is so fast. Fast food is so
It is
expensive.
fast and old and gross usually.
Yeah,
so.
but it's also so
Right.
expensive. Like, I spent $30 the other day, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I could go to a sit-down restaurant. I could go to Denny's for cheaper. What the
Those
fuck?
are more expensive too, though.
Actually, we went to Denny's. It was embarrassing. I didn't want to cook breakfast, and they wanted breakfast food, so we went to
Sure.
Denny's. It was
That's not that bad.
$25 for 3
Oh,
of
that's
us.
pretty good.
It was like, what the fuck? That's so cheap.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And you have somebody wait on you?
Yeah.
Fancy.
Kept bringing us Coke. It was great. On my Diet Coke
For
fix.
breakfast?
Fuck yeah, dude! What am I supposed to drink? Coffee?
Yes.
I want a Coke.
Coffee.
I want a
Espresso,
Coke. I want a
whatever
Coke. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay,
Tea?
let's.
I don't know.
That's too hot. It's fucking 97 out here, and then its humidity is 80.
That's fair. That's a good point. They
2%?
have iced coffee, though.
So-
Do you really not like coffee?
I don't drink coffee that much now.
You don't like it, though.
I crave it very rarely. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
yeah,
once
the
in a
words
blue.
you're saying make sense, but I don't physically. I couldn't relate to that. I require it. In fact, we've been trying to delay our coffee intake by 90 minutes in the morning because Andrew Huberman says you'll be Superman if you do that. And that's like some sort of medical term, I think. And
yeah, Superman medical term.
Yeah. So if you wait an hour and a half before ingesting caffeine, then I guess it's supposed to stop the crash in the afternoon or something. I don't have a big problem with that, but
I don't either.
Still, I was like, we might as well try. It's hard to wait an hour and a half to get fucking caffeine.
You're like, oh god, I'm dying. Fuck,
dude. Yeah. And at this point, I think it's a placebo, not a real effect.
Yeah.
But the placebo works. Like, I feel better the second it touches my tongue.
You're like, oh
so
my god,
body's
it's
not
magic.
really doing anything with it yet, but I feel good. And that's it. That's all that matters.
You get a dopamine hit. You get a fucking addiction.
Yeah, 100%. Well, yeah, it's caffeine.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. No. So I drink probably more soda now than I used to. Back in Oregon, because I was super cheap and rent was twice as what it is here. So we didn't drink a lot of soda, and I used to work my morning job at like 3 a.m. with no caffeine most of the time, and only the days that I work like 16, 15 hours. As soon as I hit that 12-hour mark, that's when I would get a cup of coffee. And Jason's like, what is wrong with you? I would make coffee for everyone because I was nice, but I would make it at 3 a.m. And so when they rolled in at 7, it was really sad.
Yeah.
They're like, why can't, and like, I remember another job that I used to work at, and they're like, why can't you just ever make the coffee? And I'm like, sure, Derek, I'll make the coffee right when I get in, you piece of shit. And he's like, okay. So he didn't understand that I would get there at like 3 a.m, 4 a.m. sometimes at one of my jobs. This was the college that I used to work at. Derek was a piece of shit, and he would make me so mad. But he would get there, and I was like, I made the coffee for you, Derek. He's like, you don't drink coffee. And I'm like, yeah, but you asked me to nicely. So I did it first thing when I got here. He's like, oh, God. And like it dawns on him. And I'm like, I've been super busy, so the only time I get here is the only time I have to make your fucking coffee. And it was 4 a.m, and he got there at 8. He still drank it.
This has been Bunny's ancient personal corner.
I'm a piece of shit. I will be petty as fuck. I will be that Overwatch dead. No, I'm kidding.
You should stream react to our content and be like, Portz is such a piece of shit.
What a fucking dumbass. What a bad take. L.
Dota, contribute. That's a good point. I would agree with pretty much everything you say.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's everything for the podcast, I guess. Thank you for letting me rant while I drink wine angrily.
Whatever you gotta do. This is our time. This is
exactly. It's
my
time.
Help, so we just
Portz's time. It's our time. Danny's here.
Do you want? Can we bring up something semi-controversial, not related to video games very much at all?
I'm scared. What is it?
Do you know anything about BetterHelp? Is it like I imagine this is a world that you've plugged into at least a little bit. Or known people.
Yes. Actually, I have used it.
Is it as fucky as people say?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I felt it didn't help me.
Okay.
I felt like...
it?
Yeah, I did it. I used it. I felt like the person on the other end was juggling too many people. At one point, I also had another therapist.
They keep calling you the wrong name.
Well, okay, so I had a therapist, and I was like, here's all my issues, and then she literally ignored me.
Oh.
And like I tried.
You can request a new one with no charge, though.
So that's what ended up happening. So she never came to our first session. She literally blew me off. I was like, okay, that's great. And then I got this other guy, and he was so old and so slow at typing that we would get maybe 6 sentences of conversation
like, that's
in
your
our
time.
hour
it's like
long
you've been typing
session.
that the whole time.
and you have to pay for each session. Not only are you paying the monthly fee, but you're paying for each session too. So yeah, that's how they get you. They make you think like it's all this monthly fee, but it's not all included.
Oh.
So yeah, so I was paying
that's
for
only
this.
if you're really fucked up, though, right?
Obviously,
they put you through an assessment, and they're like, "Well, that's." I
don't think it's. I think it can help some people, right? If you get if you genuinely find a good therapist. I did find one eventually. She was super awesome. She was great. She did video with me, but she was only licensed in Oregon, so I couldn't take her anywhere I went. So when I moved, unfortunately, I lost her. So that's the problem. That
just VPN and say, "Hey, I'm still in Oregon."
She knew I was moving.
Damn.
I mean,
I
when
guess
you
do
talk
have to
about
tell
it,
people things that are happening in your life,
right? So
instead of saying I moved to wherever you moved, just say, "Oh, I'm in a different part of Oregon, and this is weird." You know,
they're all red here. It doesn't make
customs
sense.
are different, and the laws have changed.
Everybody has a gun.
Like, what?
It's wild. Yeah, no. There's better ways to find mental health.
Okay.
I know.
I assumed from the get-go. I'm like, there's no way fully online stuff is gonna be ran well. You know?
I wanted it to do better. I wanted it to be good.
I'm
but
sure the next
it's hard.
version or whatever. This is the first one, right? It's bound
There's a
to fail.
couple. There's a couple out there besides.
Well, were they not
BetterHelp.
the first?
No, they're not. Well, they I think they were one of the first, but there's a lot of other ones that are similar.
Sure. Yeah.
And stuff. And just be careful if you use online services and stuff. I think
be careful
it's
if you use in-person ones. People get murdered. I've seen
honestly
some murder
true.
shows.
True. I've seen therapists murder in TV shows. Yeah, no, it's hard finding a therapist. It's probably one of the hardest things that you could do, almost compared to like, because you're finding somebody who you can technically bond with in a weird way, and spill all your guts, and then give them money.
That's my least favorite part.
But then they also give you constructive criticisms and actually genuinely help you. Like I've been in therapy off and on pretty much all my life. There's been some good apples. There's been some definitely bad apples. But yeah, it definitely some therapists have like online portals now, which makes it easier and stuff like that, especially because of the pandemic. I know a lot of people went to like a hybrid situation to where like if you can't make an in-person thing, they'll do like a video call or like a phone call conversation.
Yeah.
But usually it's after like a period of like established relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why are you looking into therapy?
No.
You just wanted to
for
know
some
about
reason-
the drama of BetterHelp.
Well, I made a reference to it, and then I was like, wait a minute. Because
They do a lot of
takes a
podcasts.
BetterHelp sponsorship
Yeah.
gets ridiculed by the community.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that real? Is it real? And
It's
I knew
not
you would
great.
know. So that's why
It's
I
not
was
great.
wondering.
If we ever
I
got
don't think I would ever do
opportunity-
online therapy because I like the idea, the chance of a happy ending.
Right. Sure. Sure. I think therapy's great. I think everybody should do therapy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll never take a BetterHelp
that could
therapy.
be the end of the podcast. That's
we'll never take a BetterHelp sponsorship. I know we're 200 episodes in.
Yeah.
I think, you know what we should do? I know I'm asking
Raid
this
Shadow
in the middle.
Legends, I would do that for sure.
Honestly, Red Shadow Legends, I might do. But
I would do it.
how about next week we do a poll for AMA? So people
What?
can send us questions for the 200th episode.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll
Yeah,
make
200
some
next
polls.
week.
I
Holy
know.
Shit.
I know, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for too long. But let's go ahead and end the episode. And don't trust anyone.
Especially ports.
Especially Portz. Oh, yeah, don't forget to follow us on Twitch and Twitter at Evil Space Money and the Real Portz. Portz is streaming Backlog by Chance. I almost said ignore the backlog. We're doing that on my channel. Sorry. Backlog by Chance. Watch him suffer through a turn-based RPG
Final Fantasy.
with auto thing. Final Fantasy.
Now.
But thank you guys for being here and listening. We do appreciate it. So
Wonderful.
we'll see you guys next week for here. Okay, bye.